viewing of the pendulum to envision a pack of wolves. In suspicion, the omission is backed by the fool's belief. Astonishing that the vanity is a legacy of our networking, oversaturated selfie neurosis. To the head urchins and online diarrheas of focus to counter the idea that your worthless existence is hopeless. To the criteria, we manifested its destiny to the opus, or we're orator in the pulpus, pulsated pungent pesticide to you locusts. This voyage is a otis, clairvoyant retracting to go forward, glorify the goods that are surpassing, leaving crop circles on stereotypes, hieroglyphics translated at the burial site, digging out of your grave mistakes, headstone overtures to be replaced, wax-induced panic attacks put you at pace. Amongst all these good people, I will have to leave my trace. Amongst all these evils, I know you fell from grace.
I woke up, I should've slept for an eternity. Never should've burned the beat until my brain and now it's hurting me. Flirting me with death, I even offered her a wedding ring. She turned it down and said, you're over anxious when you're fucking me. Excuse the language, I'm a vagrant when I'm angry. You ignore me with your friends and never treat me like a lady. I'm sorry, baby, and I wish I really meant it. Don't you see we need each other to develop definition? Though I started, you deliver all an ending. But if I don't act today, you make nevers out my pending. Never empty-handed, you were always taking parts of me. These sober suicidal thoughts ensure you're never far from me. Let's play with knives, let's light 100 candles. Let's underwater fuck until I'm lifeless. I can't paddle. I never wanna wake up when I hit the bed with you. And it's always sorta funny when I bust a nut in you.
Life is what distracts you from this. Life is what distracts you from this. Life is what distracts you from this. Gasping for breath, grabbing your chest. Now look to God and ask him what's left. Life is what distracts you from this. Life is what distracts you from this. Life is what distracts you from this. Gasping for breath, grabbing your chest. Now look to God and ask him what's left.
A stranglehold I can't cope, can't see out of the catacomb. The sight alone brings false hope. Shadow under a trench coat, facial features of a devil, the beard of a goat. Baphomet tales unsettled, dethroned. True lies in uniform. The sleepy hollow sensation swallows, breaks up attempts to shake the cobwebs out of the long neck empty bottles. Get the feeling I'm being followed. Is it me or my sixth sense trade? Rubbing shoulder, cold breath, poor attempts to bring an end to a dismal age. Hunger games, distant conspirator cage, blatant carnivorous crave, place quarters on eyelids. Pay the toll, set adrift, or suffer the bottomless pit. True and living apocalypse, these fucking voices in my head. Penny compulsive, mild paranoia. Contemporary contact so I don't fall into a coma. Waiting room antics, lethal weapon in a straight jacket. Fill the void on your hateful campus, omens in an open passage. I was a skeptic until I saw life flash before my eyes. Anorexic explanation for these obese situations, simultaneously connecting what's present to the ancient skies. Fill it with life, cause you couldn't siphon what's vacant, even if you tried.
Insomniac, can't get any rest. Panic attacks when least expected. Every second I'm left guessing. If I can't find the answers, is it cause I'm asking the wrong questions? Supposedly my conception was predestined. The essence of my presence is merely a present, considered a blessing. Well, that depends on my perception. Deception, I recognize death in disguise. Seems to always be nearby. It's to remind me to appreciate life. Live and a die, die and a live. Trying to give, cause I can't take much more of this shit. As I sit and wonder why do we exist, I understand that I'm simply a catalyst, attempting to slow down this moment in time by smoking cannabis. Nothing happens by accident, every action has a reaction. Life on the fast lane, these are the last days. Lost in a daze with no way to escape, asking myself, is fate real or fake?
it draws the night to close and welcomes dawn with open arms, open eyes, sequence-studded astral panels, rotary in motion, lumen tidal pools of idle innocence, moons and plumes of luminescent light thrive on threaded flight and separate cycles spread like pineals decollete diving deep beneath elaborate spinal reefs. Each tender tendril touching heightened sense nerve endings reach a geometric grid, reflecting every component present and effective in the ever-growing nebula of this moment that we now live in. Power source like wind, water, and sun, the sum of all involved to a pending bridge, separate stems to a precious center, housing inward and outbound feed, an archetype key, the sound of a leaf when it hits the ground, the deep truth behind things hard to believe. String theory, remarkable spark and emerging of seamless realities. The momentum may pull you in, the pulse of course conducts the chords, the force restores the source and warps the more than obvious. Through torrential storm and mythic proportion, I'll carry this kerosene torch and courtship forge forward a path in hopes that good fortune finds us. Protected quartz, crystalline fortress of solitude, some attitude on purpose. The purpose of love is an honest endeavor, the result of multiple micro miracles, improbable, incomparable to most. Waking with dawn and walking one with little smoke. Give me sun, give me rain, give me love, give me pain, give me everything you've got. No one's spirit here is trivial. We walk within the light and recognize life is ethereal, and the distance and difference between us all is mostly artificial. Give me sun, give me rain, give me love, give me pain, give me everything you've got. No one's spirit here is trivial. We walk within the light and recognize life is ethereal, and the distance and difference between us all is mostly artificial.
Pesticides got me bugged, pissed like the dude's rug. Soon to become abusive in this room where the mood swung from the roof, a newt's hung, symbolizing a fool's love through obtuse tongue-in-cheek is derived persecutions. The wind and the wolf flung croons its tune to the noon sun, steeped in confusion. The tides seek retribution for that duel that the moon won, took control of its movements. Forever she fuels them, their strings being pulled, tugged. Feed the illusions, acoustic or unplugged. Feet not of wooden spoons, nor excuse the intrusions. No pardon for the darkness, for it harkens Parkinson's and hardens the parchment meant to smarten you marksmen. Start then restart again, neck braces for nodding heads. Mothership connection, funkadelic in parliament. My crew rocks this party and it cold gets retarded when Gilead clock and ailments come together in partnership.
Feeling half dead, woke up buried alive. Inches from the casket, suffocating inside. Lungs collapsing, trapped in, deprived of mind. Apply primate tactics through the splinters and climb out the dirt. Who's the first to catch one when I lurk? Aiming at your temple, execute the unexpected curve. If you set me up to fail, the penalty you deserve. American History X, big mouth spike the curve. Submissive, my action pounds diffused automatic rounds. The kind that opens minds, generated common ground. But are you listening to the whispers that be hissing in your deck? Break your neck, magnetically manifesting throw. Actions of a tyrant, setting sail with pirates. From sea to shining sea, not concerned with who's the flyers. Let's talk about surviving beyond the flesh. What will you leave behind? Material assets and credit card debt? Credit my heart, take the step. Staircase to heaven when the elevation comes to a stop in my head. Co-sign the whole nine, minus a suit and tie, black and white swine. Anybody else disrupting my timeline?
Guardian of the mystery, the royal speaker secret. Pursued on surface, so we go underground to be it. Sacred turntable do spin and tables below written. We chant rhymes, venerating and born women and men. Ritual alchemical script would spread the myth. But I discovered the tomb they told you don't exist. Dirt is guarded, the martyr that covered with blogger buzz. Matriarchs and patriarchs were treated like they never was. But our bloodline sank to the annals of space and time. Something so sangre that its power it can't be left behind. Like Tim LaHaye, sent a spray from Templars to Arcadia. and golden to be decoded and quoted among the molded. Princesses with the distant ship wigs like continents. They are the blade and the chalice, the holders of ancient arts, too sublime for charts. That's so esoteric gnosis you might miss, so stay focused. Where the brains are covered in eastern star or lotus, thorned in the brow with a great lie that set the sword MCs die.
Hard times on planet Earth, mama screaming, barely breathing, been violated by the demon. She fiending for an exorcism. It's oil streaming and shooting out, spewing pollution out. This is the truth about Earth.
Babies born, dying of man-made diseases. All over the world, people killing and dying over Jesus. Die for your pope, die for your master, die for your boss. But live for nothing and all creation.
Our Highness been raped, I'm aborting the birth. It's a crisis on planet Earth. What's a life worth? The corporations run the nation, not the government, and the public's complacent. Too afraid to ruffle it, it's tough for them to change. It's comfortable to stay the same. Feed kids, they rather work to gain some fame for themselves and count on others to love and spread health among us and seek justice for those that put wealth on us. For wealth they hungers was never tried brung us to work till we die. We changed the tide worldwide by colliding with this spiritual sickness, pissing liquor out my liver into chemical rivers as I relive this. Nuclear fear was gone. Fukushima was a new dawn. Once the reactors in Japan couldn't be sealed, theories of an earthquake machine was revealed. The Illuminati wanted to control their economy. They stood up, so they leveled on with heart technology. I'm skeptic, still I wonder every day, could this be true? If so, what's a brother like myself to do? How can I help it if they doing shit on that scale? How can I rest? They operate behind a thick veil. My nuclear reaction is to stay bright and upful every day and radiate love. That's the only way. Earth crisis.
Babies born, dying of man-made diseases. All over the world, people killing and dying over Jesus. Die for your pope, die for your master, die for your boss. But live for nothing and all creation pays the cost.
Earth crisis, feels like the last days and times. Earth crisis, still I'm energized by the motivated hearts and minds.
Nobody talks about the ozone no more. Poor people don't even wanna hold on no more. Hollywood stars adopting African orphans when many American babies could more than use that fortune. The FDA's corrupt, Monsanto runs amok. GMOs on the shelves, abuse turkeys and ducks. Growing food on the land and the way God planned is being abandoned. And now, man, we damning our grandkids. The globe got the gamut from famine to feasting. But man hasn't achieved until the planet is eaten. But it's managed by beastmen that haven't an inkling. They greed supersedes all compassion and reason. And war is acceptable, and those that create it, wake up. War's barbaric and archaic, and that's why I'm a devil killer, Peter with fear. The human is an animal, it's painfully clear, our earth crisis.
Babies born, dying of man-made diseases. All over the world, they're killing and dying over Jesus. They die for their pope, die for their master, die for their boss. But live for nothing and all creation pays the cost.
It's plain to see, you can't change me, 'cause I'm a devil killer for life. It's plain to see, you can't change me, I'm a devil killer for life. It's plain to see, you can't change me, 'cause I'm a devil killer for life. It's plain to see, you can't change me, 'cause I'm a devil killer for life.
roughly equivalent, bubbly, ambivalent, arrogant, omnipotent, arrogant, devious experiments, mischievous merriment, you disappoint, embarrassment, his style original, you're just a variant, chariot, I ride with the lariat, to make you be true, Judas Iscariot, your gospel and apocryphal fossil, bleed by you, the other apostles rejected, went sweet, confected, speech infected by the way of life virus, injected in his daily behavior, most gladiators die in the ring, others live and teach the new breed to be ring kings, things of that nature, that flavor, that paper chase is better than hard labor, marred by the machinations of the mid-majors, it's risky like a wager, danger, flavor, ranger, phantom stranger, handsome ransom, and hostages I hand them over at random, understand them, it's difficult, been a cult since I've been an adult, I live in that black colored house, my name is Anton, you have nothing to stand upon, falling with nothing to land on, or right wrongs, flight long, mic gone, bottomless pitfall, tunnel with shit walls, forget y'all, the way our lyrical spitballs, halls, mentholyptus, give a sucker a simple litmus test and a demonstration of his fitness, I witness lethargy, he's listless, shiftless, void of swiftness, colorful, packaged like toys at Christmas, something for the missus, mind your business in this missive, extravagant, explicit, like the language of a lady that's solicit, getting twisted in a sadistic hotel visit, her John don't understand physics, wand the wizard with a wand, turn, he's not rough, but he's roughly equivalent, well, he has a heartbeat and he's semi-sentient with at least a partial hip-hop sentiment, well, that ain't the same, it's just plain ignorant, roughly corrupting the minds of the innocent with his instrument, no real resemblance, that's an inequality, less than or equal to, but you could never excel to the things I'm going to do in the future, as I improve based upon my expectations of grandeur, I'm the best now, but I can be better independently of a foil or arch enemy, or decent competition, I'm motivated by the imaginary, John Lennon, Juan winning, brawn and condescending, exertion expending, rending the fabric of space, savage on your face, managed with ass grafts and pace, my misplaced aggression, I'm redirecting your direction, a correction like penicillin for infection, inflection, misdirection like Phantom X, my style and fashion is snapping necks, ignoring your advice and still rapping complex, you can take my rhymes out of context, but you can never take the context out of my rhyme, you owe a debt to the language for the deficit lyrics you spit, primary, elementary, preschool, finger paint tools, good for children, bad for Mike villains, who wish to trifle with Juan 3 billion, Mr. Spiteful, right vital, touch the ceiling while reaching for the sky, fly, death dealing, breath dealing, west wielding, triumph and chest beating, the best freaking you rap weakling, assless chaps for the beating, every evening sucker screaming, don't be fooled, this motherfucker is still microphone fiending.
Steaming jungle coast of terror and violence.
See, they all ears and still can't hear me. I'm a wandering brown bear, sleepers gon' fear me. Haters toss long spears, still can't get near me. Their skills rated in doggies, my claws are slashed dear me. Charging through these dark forests at Mach speed, dodging thorns, bushes, snakes, and rot and bark trees. Exploring my option, touring across continents, shredding you critters, but I'd rather eat berries and dark leaves. My wounds heal quick, the birds is my iTunes, the moon keeps me lit. A survivor on dry dune, baboons always trip. When the flower rise at high noon, that dragonfly dip. Across masses of pasture to capture life and all that it has to offer. Master forces with the ape's appetite. A sacrifice more than an action Christ to remark of my poetry's facts of life. Galactic shit is the moonwalker.
We smell us. Here they come, heading for us. Gleaming curtain of their birds. You're coming on.
Need a bigger come up, no more picnic baskets. Berries in a stash kit, fit for the masses. Peripheral 2020, no time for fasting. When it was on the creep, I'm slipping through the badness. Wondering if it's stream, beans on the edible. Once white for the paw, a four-legged animal. Never was in the honey, I'm funny with the mind state. Out of towners coming, then I'm boosting up the crime rate. Far from the typical innocent, can get it too minimal. The principle acquired in my habitat, sacred to Indian cheese. Dwelling in the spiritual, running in cunning speeds, excessive is my appetite. Avoid caption, travel through pastures beyond appropriate. Piping the panda, pumping out a cub. A monster shrub with a beetle buzz can hide out. Shooters in camouflage, outsteps the night out.
360 degrees around the horizon. It lies there watching this. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed something so upward, and there it was. coming straight on. The brown carcass like a gigantic fungus. The world seemed fluid with the others. It had ripped his hand open and the blood was pouring all over the place.
The vicious who must kill you or die himself.
Kick, feet, twist, parallel the streets. Bounce back, spin around, miss. Narrowly defeat, clean. Get dirty, prove worthy what you get. Who you be, it's imperative, you know it's just a piece. Show up with a fallback, back pocket and small rat. With plenty fine print for minds of less and control it. Code it, images, Photoshop, render it. Paint the image brand new, make sure it's vivid for better bliss. My inner wrist is peaked by Parkinson. It's a mess of inept sentiments that cause pestering. Better redemption, lead a much better traction. I've seen a massive list of addicts laughed at and viewed passive till we see it in our face. Images on a race when we finally do something or just detonate the place. My world is evolving and I am here to evolve it, solve it and drop it on all of the artists while y'all stalling. You're witnessing ambitious visions of switching in kitchens to cooks, itching and looking at better living for good. You would if you could, which we can and will. Never panic, natural skill, displaying the thrill of a magma spill. You're witnessing ambitious visions of switching in kitchens to cooks, itching and looking at better living for good. You would if you could, which we can and will. Never panic, natural skill, displaying the thrill of a magma spill.
Spontaneous haziness in haters' places. A world full of forgettable faces, chasing the golden scale, dragging a passion in order to find my niche. No souls are immune to these urges and spiritual splurges. Subconsciously vomit topic, escorting logic got the premises. Riding my mind's Pegasus. When I'm set to rip, it's all a solo. Never masturbated over masculine. Your will is far removed. Stay in tune with you and never off key, needle in the groove. I'm perfectly pressed, chaos. Cease the charade and just wait for the audience's supply. Then it's on to another source. Imagine catching lightning in a bottle. It can quite damage you. 1 in a billion chance you can replicate the steps with a series of
You're witnessing ambitious visions of switching in kitchens to cooks, itching and looking at better living for good. You would if you could, which we can and will. Never panic, natural skill, displaying the thrill of a magma spill. You're witnessing ambitious visions of switching in kitchens to cooks, itching and looking at better living for good. You would if you could, which we can and will. Never panic, natural skill, displaying the thrill of a magma spill.
Plenty up the sleeve, thoughts unexpectedly conceived, minds constantly wandering, wondering. Brainstorm echoes thundering, unpredictable, never typical. In the moment, on the spot, nonchalant response off the top. You can't catch me off guard, quick on my feet, both with how I think and speak. Nothing routine, do things different, experiment, experience, mysterious in a serious manner. Elude any natural disaster, into the future, react sooner. Channel energy, everything's happening so quickly, more than capable of making the best out of any situation. Everything has its place, it's been worked, it was worth the effort. Clever, better, under pressure. Never underestimate third eye, illuminate.
A space odyssey of Atlantean astronauts. We left giant runways on sawed-off mountaintops. Ancient aliens and chariots of the gods, pharaohs from the stars. Pyramids aligned by the sciences to the beyond. The Mayan lore, beyond the bell of Orion, Christ-like and raw. Been on ancient expeditions and sages' blessed missions. Non-secular wisdom, it shines forth like a prism. Beyond the Armageddon of this dimension, beheading devils and godless henchmen. Henceforth, call me the Buddha fist. This dude is sick, I spit the truest shit. The unmoved mover with a ruler, pillar Medusa's wig. The jewels are swift, yo, you can't fuck with us, true. Reppin' grill in public with brother is the truth. Killer sucker crews with master builders and jewels infinite. LCOB and Orko Eloheim. Yo, we sick with it, the raw mystics spit it with the illest MCs. Hard to see me, bars of catharsis, colossal MC. I'm a supreme, I'm beyond speed of mind. Beyond birth and death, assessment of divine. Ascension sublime, star treachery driven, slaughtering heathen. I sleep with a goddess, and I'm stronger than the demons. In the Garden of Eden, I trod forth with heaven's staff. Untouched by hell's wind as the seraphim attack. Yo, feather the casket slashed and stuff in canopic jaws. Yo, fuck your sloppy bras, you cannot fuck with the gods. Y'all suckers are frauds, fake gangsters make me laugh. I break the fangs off snakes, y'all are basic and whack.
Politicians die from old age, we living in hell. In the land of vampires, reading suicide mail. Democracy failed, chopping off reptilian tails. Alien cybernetics, flesh covered reptilian scales. As a child I had dreams of the mark of the beast, running through the streets with guns aimed at global police. The violence repeats like history, the cycle's complete. So let them sacrificial limbs know we playing for keeps. Psychosomatic with psychodrama killing the beats. On the other side of the computer screen, I can delete. To my brother General Black, resting in peace. Create new forms of anarchy that never retreat. 8 steps to inception, it's eternal sleep. They feed you through a war machine and then they slaughter the sheep. Melchizedek, written in the tablets and scrolls. Extract 21 grams, that's the weight of your soul. Fighting Anunnaki robots for oil and gold. Neutrinos firing through the ozone till the planet explodes. The final episode of Star Wars, the devil's exposed as a new age conspiracy that's out of control. A naked statue of liberty with coke in the nose, needle marks in her arm, bloods on her hands and her face. Another corporate generation of American waste. Repeat the Pledge of Allegiance and stay in your place with a star-spangled barcode floating in space.
Your physical manifestations are outer reflections, influencing, conditioning, facilitating chaotic chemistry. Weaponry unheard of, their secrets won't serve us justice. Tuck in your gut and move, misconstruing the truth, babbling like a fool. I speak infinite jewels, calm, collected poetically with the message, blessed with the gift from God, a relative of the stars. Charged by the sun, electric composed by the sound of the drums. I exist within an abyss filled with love, mistranslated as ego free from evil intentions. We won't sweat them parasitic serpents arrogantly approaching. It's mind over matter, simple subtraction. You can't swim but you stand at the end of the diving board. You can't find a lion's roar, hiding behind a monitor trying to overthrow the universe. Don't shit where you sleep and rebuild the weak with thought-provoking speech. If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen, rearrange the composition to reveal a new perspective. On one side of design doesn't exist, scientifically impossible, so those flows to different outlooks will eventually end up inoperable. I follow no one, God guides me along this road. I speak of what I know in hopes of changing growth. Pro-humanity, family unity, intergalactically practicing discipline, a higher consciousness. As long as the gray matter slowly diminishes, Babylon's bondage grip removed, trials and tribulations, life's a daily pursuit. Fight the good fight, battles you must wisely choose.
Media, Zygus, hijack, eye chat, derivatives personal, patriarch, Iraqi. You got what I want, I kill you and take it. Not for the faint-hearted, crazy horse. The raping of a people hasn't just started, it'll never end. Power and conquest, checkmate, domination, Sun Tzu. The art of deception is mass production.
In the meeting of the minds, I was reading between lines and believing I was fine when I looked to my side and I finally realized I've conceded all my time. I lost what was mine. My soul was on the line for a deal that I declined. From the spider to the fly, now my fate's been defined. When I thought it was divine, my days got no shine. I'm a book without a spine, there's not a page I can't deny. So I give it one last try and I live with no regrets. Some mistakes I have to accept, but I've squared all my debts and I'm prepared for my next steps. I'm aware of all the threats, but I'm beyond my days spent. To no surprise of what to expect, yet I'm dying in suspense.
Cross the irons, fire on the serpent. He crossed the irons, fire on the serpent. He crossed the irons, fire on the serpent. On that tune, he tried to close curtain. He crossed the irons, fire on the serpent. He crossed the irons, fire on the serpent. He crossed the irons, fire on the serpent. On that tune, he tried to close curtain.
I've mentioned quite a few times that within the flower of life are found the music and harmonics of everything in existence. Let's find out how that works, shall we?
Little boys and girls, you want to be a scientist? Then gather around my blackboard, we apply this. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. To see the hip hop he dared to teach there. Take these lessons and draw them, solve them, law them, exalt them onto a building. So I know you're new, and that's the rule. Name signs through the era is not allowing you. Children, the soldiers is coming. Remember names signs to the dead, don't tell them nothing. Some survived to be, some was bound to speak. It's our legacy in letters, it's mind boggles. Switch goggles, down goggles. What follows is mad math. Ignite the ray blast. Simulate condition, name science devices on a mission. One, two, Fibonacci on a plate. The golden mean, do tell. H.G. Wells, or Jules Verne's, Escher, tessellations turns. We on that large array, they on lingerie, parlay the launch date, we fold in the calendar, name science challenger, we landed in teaching, then we leave through the breaching. Little boys and girls, you want to be a scientist, then gather around the blackboard, we apply this. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8.
Why is it when I step up on the spot? Your face is always screwed up, hating from the bottom of your heart. I'm on it, break it down, build it back up. I get it done. The man on the drums in the village with knowledge is cultivated, broken down, then passed around. Kiddies gather round, they love to hit a shuttle and the astronauts telling stories of planets that exist in their paragraphs. They laugh about the mysteries, the distance and the speed it takes to reach a new universe. You can hear me direct and clearly. I'm the voice of origin, warp speed, transporter, wormholes and laser beam. I pen write science fiction books, movies and TV shows. Just to let you know I got flows, name science unstoppable, faster than light. Journey through the ultra high energy of the most violent places in the cosmos. Vortex that leads you to new worlds where your simply chatter. My ray gun splatter your brain matter. You can't see me through a telescope because it's an illusion. Confusing politics, scientific fact, filled onto wax. My verse is vinyl, alcohol swerving through the galaxy. Spacecraft and fat beats, catch me on the mountain flying with dragons.
And save a lot of trouble of pumping it up. Shorty, I'd be plumb insulted if I was you.
This is top flight. Cut the string attached to the kite, let it fly. The upside of downtime in an eye full supplies life with the eagle's eye. Remove the blind, never mind the sidewind slither. Make them walk straight, bastard or high. Speak easy, out the exhaust pipe. Pleased to be breathing on this night. I surprise in an eye full supplies life open wide. Never mind the sidewind slither. Make them walk straight, bastard or high.
The more dusty the crates, the more loving there is to make. The more industrial strength type lusting for lovely breaks. Up, above and away seems to summon up the day. We come to play, we come to play, we come to play. Yet nothing to be played with, so make way, don't say shit. Free spirits, free agents, amazing reconfigurations to seize the vibrations. Proceed to pour the libation. Why wait when every day we awaken is indeed an occasion of said celebration? Only death deadens sensations, no need for head medications. Instead wrap your head around meditation. The new education, the new entertainment, edutainment. The more boom bap, the drum track, the more real rap makes a comeback. And the less fools who run crack speak on pulling tools and gun claps. You see rap, we run that, just another random fun fact. You see the sun, we sun that with an open hand and just one smack.
Peace on earth till I get my peace I deserve. Deck the halls with my concerns. Serve anagrams in a bag, empty the contents for you to burn. No complex, post exhale. All hail the disorient, off grid, off rail. My cursive, sure the burden. Blank pages waiting for the wit of a middle class surgeon. Disturbing, an upside down cross, perverted verse. Doing what works with proper wording. Luminary dispensary soaring till gravity defies my purpose.
First class ticket to Hades. Drag me to hell or take me back to the 80s. But reflection is useless without respect for its uses. There's a place in the bushes that burn when I'm placing my blueprints. Underground as they label it, but no longer complacent in basement levels. Well, devils meddle with the basic build nature that makes it a real danger. Major impact when from the manger to the stranger angles. From laughter to after the collapse of your grasp of math at its various angles. And you're so mad you could strangle angels. Then sharpen halos and harm citizens with arms in position. To call arms to position instead of petitioning for building when filling in blanks for civilians, peers, and aliens. Think tanks versus those queers are the severe effects when your ear neglects the rebellion's hellions. I called it seared in effect by the years of ill respect and attempts to kill your intellect on battlefields and internet. And every track is a battle drill. And by the way, skills still matter still. I carry tracks like holy books and give lowly looks for low-key rooks that are only okay to look, but can't fuck with fire when it's time to cook. To orderly to locate books. Ordinarily they're more than ready, like morons in a mortuary. Seek shelter according to ceremonial corridors and don't orbit me. I act accordingly. They ask what's real, say what matters, or keep your matters still. Your ego's big and I'm fatter still. So make way and vacate to a safe place and placate your plate's taste to make chase at great lengths the late craze. A great waste. As a youth, I ate space, now I'm 7 and 8 space. And with my brethren, heathen swellions, we seize the mic by its horns and give words to our sentiments. So get at me, I get it cracking to the late dates. From back when to my tape case is smashed in. You're still asking for rations, I'm imaginative in fashion. While they're lagging past the last man lagging. I log in with guard skin and fraudulent audio auditors get lost in the abyss when I'm all in. Are we all in? One time for the rhymes that's raw spit. For the cause it's the reason why we're called in. Bro, something.
This is top flight. Cut the string attached to the kite, let it fly. The upside of downtime in an eye full supplies life with the eagle's eye. Remove the blind, never mind the sidewind slither. Make them walk straight, bastard or high. Speak easy, out the exhaust pipe. Pleased to be breathing on this night. I surprise in an eye full supplies life open wide. Never mind the sidewind slither. Make them walk straight, bastard or high.
One last question. Suppose, Lord Russell, this film were to be looked at by our descendants, like a Dead Sea Scroll in 1,000 years' time. What would you think it's worth telling that generation about the life you've lived and the lessons you've learned from it?
I should like to say two things. One intellectual and one moral.
Lost my faith and found freedom. Lost my semen and found freaking sequence of falling and gaining the loss. The on is off. Life is robbery. Whitehead tells his pelvis gyrates as Christ becomes Satan and now ties his equation. Lost past it Eddie Long and found past it Aleister Crowley. I drive this artistic license to the horizon as far as it allows me. My barb is injection. Therefore what's lost and found is a moot question. I'm guessing if I'm wrong then fuck your correction. This black pen's a wet dick I drag on pussy pages. The spiral holds a clip I viciously lick in primal rages. So the lyric orgasm is amazing. That's when you find the lost time you're wasting. I fuck Hitiara when I was watched by Raceland. My dragon war with Dragon Lance loses TSI to Wizards of the Coast. Do you get it? I shouldn't either. I heat a freezer of a believer. I guess I lost what I found. Maybe I never had it, period. At least my mom church made the awakening that I had a hopping video arcade.
I lost myself to the gallop dreams of a mortal mind. Before the compass shifted, my trial and error was multiplied. Lavish characters never foresee the war inside. The battle between the gifted and if he could grip his own design. Humility, optimistics, everything is meant to pass. Time is just a grain of sand, some quit it aside to break the glass. Travel's a mind state, we're limited in between these walls. Carving myself a stepping stone, we get to show you who we are. Tomorrow Kings is a paradigm for the bleeding young, sacrificing every moment to resurrect our dying sons. You scream eternally, but your battle cry was never heard. Walking down the wrong road could leave your melon drilling earth. First murder connect, dwelling for dominance. Caught between a mustard seed and blending with the lobbyist God. I'm handicapped by the flesh, spiritually motivated. I lost my way, but I'm found stuck in this
air battle with a last blast of babble. Travel with a whiskey bottle, parachute, afraid of static ocean, ended finished by all. Very familiar, new, opulent to light. Only the clutch just reclaim we always missed, and that's the game in it. The language sight fix the split tongues of mention public plummet equipped for power ladders. Watch when collapsing is the useful crutches, almost if the same. Phase allowed prismatic purgatory, really abrupt yet constant. Fury by the loser, a swan song for dodo birds in context. Murmur glory. Come on. But what's the gain in it? Ascension to the henchman who killed his way to combo. Success turned leper by alarm clock. Blessing outlined in the potholes and still show up. Fractures of the excitement. At a glance, the visage of a druggy prom queen. Fermented, skin tight and bending pilot in this. Wearing beer tinted goggles over hot cracked concrete. Sitting ill fall, sweat drenched, harlot starters complete with coked up sparring. On par with the fallout shelters made of promise and garbage. Lost in a maze, amazed at how I found sounds. From laid waste to was laid with an artist.
What is the look of? Infrared beams, black gloves, cooking cheddar on the stove, bagging garlic cloves. Vampires are prepared for the intermission. The wide up melodrama of your life showing on YouTube. Hill Street, Orange County Blues. What is the feeling of niggas knowing how to shut the fuck up under the pressure of interrogation? Send the lawyer in when we walk these dolls. We have enough bond and needle through this stack of hay. Unfortunately shackled to this fate. What is the smell of hate? Perverted lust for the fun, trust in the birth. When your brother is your only keeper. Unfortunately stuck up in the cell, a sleeper, waiting for the call from the fleet. Tick tapping your line for the bargain plea. Get the rape repellent when they come in through the door. What is the sound of knowing you in cahoots with Fredo? A forehead kiss, his skull will be Play-Doh. When it hits the bottom of the lake, it makes me so crazy. If a tree falls on a break, what do it smell like? The brimstone we step on in this world to make a way. Send my seed, this love we attempt to create.
We have to learn to tolerate each other. We have to learn to put up with the fact that some will say.
Carnivorous creature concocted within the cannibal's consciousness. Odyssey, ovulating, taken from oxygen. Able to clone my person regardless of what my posture is. One rogue atom from living in heaven or the apocalypse. The honor is to serve his word. Neo-psychologist, Malak is a code name linked to super secret descendancy. A war of etheric proportion with the beast in history. Like shimmers in the east regaining visions and memories. Last of a strange tribe, my mind flies, I'm lost. The day that I'm found, my physical vessel dies, and the Malachim rise up to your surprise. Back here on earth, lost, now here to find.
When you are studying any matter or considering any philosophy, ask yourself only, what are the facts and what is the truth that the facts bear out? Never let yourself be diverted either by what you wish to believe or by what you think could have beneficent social effects if it were believed.
Mental health. Everybody feels spiritual. Let's get rich. Physical health is wealth. Mental health is wealth. Spiritual black people feel physical. Let's get rich. Mental health is wealth. Spiritual health is wealth. Physical broke people feel mental health. Let's get rich. Spiritual understanding. It's our job. Wealth. Mental. Everybody feel this. Let's get rich. Now to the north, my brothers to the north. Now I ain't talking about north on your map. What? I'm talking about north on your spiritual course. Understand what it means to be black. Now I was talking to a homie I ain't seen in a minute, and he was like, when I get back in town, we gotta kick it. I said, what's your plans? To visit your fam? He said, yeah, to France, back to your motherland. It made me see how many don't understand the true meaning of life. There's only one motherland, Africa, all humanity's birthplace that birthed us all. So it's only one race. Till 1 million or so years ago, every human was black, and that's an archaeological fact. Now as man left Africa to different climates, his features changed to adapt to the environment's temperature, terrain, plant, and animal life. It takes 20,000 years to go from black to white. Now help a youngster from the gutter to uncover this strength. We all brothers that come from a mother that's rich. Now to the north, my brothers to the north. Now I ain't talking about north on your map. I'm talking about gains on your spiritual plane. Understand where you from and where you at. Now, for centuries before Jesus, we flourished in Africa, enriched by radiant gems beneath us in what is now Egypt. But way back, it was known as Kemet, meaning land of the blacks, or Tamari, meaning beloved land. And we still haven't seen a society as advanced in science, math, architecture, and religion. The famous Greek philosophers learned from Egyptians, and Africa's a name that the Romans called it. Soon greed will lead to hate crimes, worse than Auschwitz. White merchants made shady arrangements. They used black tribal warfare to fund their slave trading. They tipped the scale by giving one tribe guns in exchange for the POWs when they won. Black kings built big businesses, demand increase, and night militias raided innocent villages. Black men attacking and selling women and children. This one tip who used to brag about his killings and dealings. 3 centuries of this crippled generations and the mother as Europe seized the nation. In 1807, Britain called it off. Too late, we forced ourselves into a holocaust. Now to the north, my brothers to the north. Now, I ain't talking about north on your map. I'm talking about gains on your spiritual plane. Understand what it means to be black. Before you were sold into capitalism, you was rich. Everybody feel this, let's get rich. Don't submit to a slave owner's version of rich. Black people feel this, let's get rich. Question arises, what shall we do now? Should blacks hate whites and we treat each other foul? No. You were the original man, hence we must be bigger men up against ignorance. Protect and love the creator's creations and set the example, even if our mother nations raped and in shamble from corporate thieves, from poverty, famine, dictators, and disease. A new world's happening, we can't go back again, but the riches of Africa is alive in every African. That's why Malcolm started OAU, so Africans worldwide could unite at the roots. Cause we forced into an economic helter-skelter. Of course, we all need food, clothing, and shelter. But think about this, you ain't making a meal unless they making a bill, and the rich just get rich. Now to the north, my brothers to the north. Now, I ain't talking about north on your map. I'm talking about north on your spiritual course. Understand where you from and where you at. Reconnect with your essence, you was born rich. Everybody feel this, let's get rich. You got soul from the get-go, you was born rich. Black people feel this, let's get rich. Broke people feel this, let's get rich. Mental, spiritual health is wealth. Physical health is wealth. Mental health is wealth. Spiritual health is wealth. Physical health is wealth. Mental health is wealth. Spiritual health is wealth. Physical health is wealth. Mental health is wealth. Spiritual health is wealth. Physical health is wealth. Mental health is wealth. Spiritual health is wealth. Physical health is wealth. Mental health is wealth.
rat. A lot of rappers crap scout like a cigarette. Quetzalcoatl, where my niggas at? Where my bottle? Model, molded, molten, olden days, holding a goal into your colon. You've been chosen, selected, and omen. From Poland, soul controlling Berlusconi, rigatoni, then she blow me. Blow the homie slowly when he's lonely, lowly, whole red brigade, serenade, cavalcade of shell casings. My avalanche defacing, an amazing lazing, lazily lashing lyrics to his length that'll make him extinct as he sinks into the drink below the ice rink, which is rap. Special spink, splatter, thinks master, I am your rent field. Neo, chamomile, camouflage, steel, Japanese electric eel porn. Shark and zeal, pinwheel, skin, feel my cum stain residue. Hey, sucker nigga, whoever you are, I'm like Abu Nadal, put a bomb in your car, careful, caution, cautious. Klansmen burn crosses, MCs vomit nauseous on my galoshes. Noxious, raucous, cautious, mountains hostage. That's comic, you're eating Dr. Yakub's finest sausage.
Vaginal over vest acts, fading ladies into the cut, where house niggas act neighborly and rappers hate prenatally. Bottoms up, swinging from the bitch cup lazily. Hastily, I'll swing on this H beat like Terry Norris. Those talking the most shit need laborious and absorbents for their pussy orifice. Rookies who pass off as royalty, I pity. Panhandle, petty, PayPal purchases with no depth, just surface. Don't practice that soft shoe for me. I'm Rocc and sucker free. No sugar spit, you all sugar lip. I have a feeling that ass has an appetite. Be prostrate, ready to receive and perform like an acolyte. I aim for the hairline, hang in the airtime, then ascend angel like with my A-likes. Roughneck, alum rock, alloy plated, first rated underground. Watch heads undulate and go ape shit. Savor these phrases like basic chemistry. Rock crystals eroding MCs down the street. Dope like the late 80s crack season. High top fades and skin legions. You and your crew losing weight on the weekend. Saying my name when you're peeking. In the red, your shit need a mix down. Masterful when my spit touchdown. Buckle knees, seasoned brush clowns like Chris Henry in a domestic dispute. Off the Henny style, creased out, clean as fuck in some Sergio Valenti's cut.
Devil's dance, their parlor tricks keep exploiting our kids. The best gift that we could ever leave behind is somewhere between the daily grind and an hourly wage. We are not slaves, we're indentured servants, proud to behave, proud to throw stones, claim they are votes. Left wing or right wing, same bad joke. Never understood by the crowd, now the crowd justifies their actions when a liar vows they're different from the last liar they surpassed. Nothing ever changes the daunting task of thinking for ourselves. Just too much to bear what some people call a breath of fresh air. Others call evictions, call it human nature. You're better than your neighbor. Play on playa, some call it power, some call it pride. We're just an avalanche bound to collide with the many bottoms of the many hills. We fire these guns, our free will is a blooper reel, getting no laughs. We cry for sport, kill for cash, pray for peace, prepare for war, make mistakes that we've made before. The talking heads like deathbeds, the monsters dreaming all the flying lead hits our flesh. Look to God, he looks at us, thinks it's odd that we think he's God. We don't have eyes, we don't wanna find out why gas prices rise to the sky, unlike us when we die.
So what's it all worth? No need to impress. Enter the contest. It's the message we spread. In search for my exit. In search for my exit. In search for my exit. Yeah.
Let it burn. Off the top layer of words, bash with battle axes till the battle is heard, till the scavenger birds pick at the surface. Close curtains on sermons, pumping evil worship. Pimping billboards, captivating the slow motion. Human corpse award, catch him sipping on that potion. No heart under the bright studio lights, reciting the Holy Ghost right. Got you thinking alike, thinking you can intake the same air I deflate. Status quo's panhandling corporation sweepstakes. Heat the open casket, FEMA camps and hatchets. You rather see my league twerk, turn the ratchet. Silly as a term, you new school dummies perpetuate and basking. An epic fail like rappers turn actors and actors turn rap fanatics. Plagiarize in a Heartless Palace, built on skulls and bones stacked on wooden pallets. Click, engage, don't submit. Chip away at the foundation as you know it's unfit. Sink the battleship, assault and battery hit. Overlooking the tide, blue sky, black death trip. Death trip, 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 death trip.
Celebrate, 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 celebrate. And when it never works, they say it's the devil's curse. Goddamn the levels that brought devils to my universe. I'm lucid like a Lucifer, live loosely and will love again. Be choosy with the love you give and live like you love to give. Ha! But they take what they wanna get. Escape for the trouble gets hotter than lava bubbles get. Double step or get doubled over. We feel the breath but few will breathe till the love is over. When the cover's over, I'll seek what they covered over. Echoes of the scores before us and move like there's more in storage. No ignoring the force that forges, more gorgeous than an angel's chorus. Then we'll paint the forest flora for aura audit. Either prove or you don't got it. I'm grooving in the process. Improving is a process. Priceless but never crosses. And love is ever lawless. They see but never saw this. I proceed to build regardless.
And if by chance we got it right, enhanced ourselves with grinding light, could we handle the reflection off our sea of glass? All those little imperfections that come bleeding through our mask. If all conditions went missing, would we plead to have them back? All of which are questions that we shouldn't even need to ask. Never fear what you've asked for. Move fast past forward down this glass corridor, down to that very last door. Within my friend, you'll find remnants of an ego, or for better or for worse, the better part of a people. We're all money, but we don't even know it. With a latency for fellowship, though we rarely ever show it. See complacencies and agency invading our temple. It's plain to see they blatantly redecorated with their symbols. Let us all bear the light without being misconstrued like Alec Crowley. Misquoted his views, all his views. The ultimate secret love holds is that you must first love you.
And when it finally works, they claim it's divinely works. God saves the faithful, but their faith is dividing earth. Ha! But their faith is dividing earth. The God save the faithful, but their faith is dividing earth.
Heads or tails, what lands is what the story tells. A holy hell contra cell block when a system fails. Label me godless, but I beg to differ. My autopsy proves I've been built to deliver. Alien lover energy fills my system quicker, but quick to yellow take the scene. Brothers and sisters, I don't believe in what you're selling is deceiving. Regulated barricades, celebrate as needed. Enjoy the fruits of labor, cause you never know who's needed. Light up the sky past the sunset in the evening. A beast master, slay a devil's evil laughter. Through the eye of the needle, hypnotized by the ghetto blaster. What's the matter? You're entitled to your thoughts. My kingdom lies between my eyes and X marks the spot. Let the dragonfly and emotions die empty. The cart to the finish line without losing love for the art.
And when it finally works, they claim it's divinely works. God saves the faithful, but their faith is dividing earth. Ha! But their faith is dividing earth. The God save the faithful, but their faith is dividing earth.
Yo, my great plans, I'm a microphone nomad. Displaced from fate in a state I once saw ownership. Environment has lost all nourishment. Time to colonize a new set of lives. When the rivers have dry and all the animals have perished, you'll quickly realize the body can't metabolize and survive off dollar signs. Currency is edible, yet there you go, trying to grow it on trees. In this land of make-believe, reset my beliefs in the air I breathe. Blast away off this tilted axis. I practice praxis. Arsonist, spark books of matches. Watch the world burn. Place remains inside of gold urns. Fat cat, cigar toting George Burns. Just watch the world turn against you. I'll take my chances in the wilderness of bewilderment, then tolerate these set of principles. Archaic, sick and twisted decibels. Divine minds never indoctrinate hate.
Leave me for living, I'ma suffer and get it across your head. Or a suicide mission to get it across the dead. Yo, I'm fed up what you fed me, had led me to skip town. Encounter me a nation who put me under this crown. Embarked on a travel of outer cognitive inquiry. Reignite emotions of trust to gain infamy. Level small planets of wicked men with the wicked end. Hanging all the rapists swearing they just wanna get it in. I'm getting out for the fresh air, I'm hoping not to get there. I never had to sacrifice what I can. 4, 3, 2, 1, take me towards the sun, so that I can block it out and watch the evil people run. Roaches I would clip, so I wouldn't have to dip, but I'll probably do it anyway. I'm sick of all this shit. My steady sentiment sent me across the stores, but I miss you, that's why I keep a timeshare on Moors.
Rather leave, can't no longer breathe in this atmosphere. Things no longer appear clear. Mixed emotion between fear and anger. Danger, Russian roulette with a loaded chamber. People are strange when you're a stranger, so from a safe range I observe their behavior. Aviator in search for something greater. The time is now, when sticking around for later. Breaker, 1-9 in flight. Gone with the wind, no longer breathing in toxic oxygen. Next option is yet to be determined. Is this the beginning or end? Uncertain as I depart a world with no purpose. All nervousness out the window as clarity surfaces. That alone stimulates nourishment.